That's real good.
Hello, Chicago Bears fans. Welcome to the Bears Den podcast number 62. We have a great show lined up for you guys tonight. As you can see, the win flag is still up because we're still winning. We won 4 in a row. We just beat the Saints. And next up is the Baltimore Ravens. We have a great show lined up for you guys tonight. We're going to talk about the win. We're going to talk about the Ravens. And as always, please like us, follow us, subscribe to us, share our content, show us some love. Tell all your family, friends, and neighbors about us. You can find us on Facebook, X, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Don't be shy tonight. Send us some comments. Send us some feedbacks. Please, please, please. And as always, let me introduce the rest of the show. I am your host, Andy. We got Todd in the house, and we got the bad guy, Chicago Clarence, in the house. So how everybody's feeling after the win?
Always feels good after a win.
Yes, it's always good to feel. It always feels good after a win. Clarence, how are you feeling after the win?
It's better to do this show after a win than it is after a loss. We've seen plenty of losses.
That's for sure. It's always better to celebrate a win. And, guys, we have won 4 straight. When's the last time we could say that?
I heard somebody say, was it
2018 was the last time.
2018,
Wasn't it Nagy's first year?
I imagine that's right.
I mean, we've come a long way, but guys, is this for real? Last year we were 4-2, and the wheels came off the wagon at 4-2. You guys believing? Drinking the Kool-Aid now?
I've been drinking since camp. I'm pretty sure.
So, Chicago Clarence, let's kick it off with you. What were your post-game reactions to the Bears Saints?
You know, I can only shoot straight. I mean, I'm a straight shooter. I was glad that we beat the Saints. I was disappointed with the manner that we did. I felt like that we should have. I would have liked for our offense to look a lot better than it did. Perhaps 30, 40 points. I feel like we could have put on that team.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that our offense it kind of went away. We were up 20-0. And I didn't like the end of the first half or the start of the second half because all of a sudden it was 20-14. And all of a sudden, what it should have been a blowout turned into a one-possession game there. Todd, what did you think of the Saints-Bears game?
I know that we gave up. They gave up 2 touchdowns, one right there at the end, and then early in the second half. I still never felt like it was really too much in question, but it did. Did get a little bit interesting, I guess. They looked pretty uninspiring, I guess. The Saints. I don't want to talk bad about another team. I mean, God knows we've been terrible for the longest time, but it felt like that even with the rough day the offense was having, and specifically Caleb,
yes.
that we had it under control. It just seems like we had it under control.
So let's talk about the offense. I was going to start with the defense, but since you said the word offense, let's start with the offense. When's the last time we put up 205 rushing yards?
Yeah, that I don't know.
Clarence, do you remember? I mean, I don't know either. But the thing that stood out to me, the thing that really irritated me was the 3 fumbled snaps. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. But those snaps came at the worst times during that game. They ended a couple of drives. They ended a red zone possession. It was insane the amount of fumble snaps we had. And Caleb did have a bad interception. I didn't think he played well either. I thought this might have been one of his worst, and he really should have had a second interception to DJ Moore in the end zone there because he was double covered all day long on that one. So, Chicago Clarence, what do you think of our offense?
Well, it starts with Caleb Williams. We can't blame the offensive line right now. I think those guys are playing pretty well, especially in run blocking. So we can't put the blame on them. it's Caleb Williams. I don't know what he's seeing. It's small things like you mentioned the fumble snaps. How come you and Dalman ain't on the same page? I went through a full camp. You went through 3 preseasons games, and now we are what 4-2. So you went through 6 games. That's I don't know how many practices. 18 practices. How are you and the center not on the same page? And that was a home game. So
Right.
the noise wasn't even a factor. How are you guys not on the same page? How's the center snapping the ball before you ready for it?
Yeah, well, and one of the I mean, there was a play, and help me remember this. Did Dalman not let go of the ball on
Yeah, he didn't let go of the ball, which is a penalty. I mean, that's a penalty.
But it hit Caleb Williams in the hands.
Yeah,
because he was shaking his hands while he was on the ground. Like
Dalman didn't release it. I mean, it was a little damp, but I mean, that's no excuse. So that was one of the strangest plays I've seen after all these years of watching. He just didn't release the ball. Strange.
No, he did not. And also, the penalties have got to get cleaned up.
Yeah,
I don't remember which one of us said it. Todd or Clarence said it. We're not going to beat a good team if we have 10 penalties for 92 yards.
Right.
Yeah, Todd
That's
said that.
got to get cleaned up.
Yeah, we're not.
And what do you guys think about DeAndre Swift all of a sudden? Most people were saying it's a foregone conclusion, and we're not going to pick up his option. How do you feel about him now?
I really don't still believe that we will.
Right.
I think that the run game is very encouraging. It's 2 things that I will stand on that you need in the NFL that your team should be able to do, and if you want to win, you got to be able to run the ball and you have to be able to stop the run. During this 4-game win streak, we've pretty much been able to do both. I mean, people thought that Washington was going to shove the ball down our throat, and that didn't happen. Now, it comes to task this upcoming Sunday that we got to be able to stop the run. It's a very good running back, perhaps the best running back other than Jamar Gibbs that we're going to see so far in this season.
Derrick Henry.
This is a dangerous team. They're wounded, I know, but they're also hungry. They need a get right win. And in their eyes, it may be a good time for the Bears to come to town, but that dude can run the ball, definitely run. He can run between the tackles, and he runs it with an attitude. Bad intentions, he hits that hole. Derrick Henry is a load to handle.
And still has some speed at his age. It's amazing. Yeah.
So Todd, what do you
like
think?
A linebacker.
So Todd, what did you think of our 2-headed monster in Swift and Monangai?
I was happy for Monangai. I don't know what happened during that bye week with Swift, but he has. Got his ass. They just and I agree. I still think there's not much. I don't think we pick up the option. If he wants to play for less, and he may end up having to play for less, because I don't know that he's going to be beating his door down, but he's a $7.5 million dead cap savings and a minimal $1 million dead cap, which is nothing essentially. So I don't think there's any chance we pick him up still. We replace that with a rookie, but Monangai is a second-year player. But But he definitely is motivated. Something got in. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they agreed to some sort of deal. But
you think it could be Darnell Wright coming back?
Could be.
It could be Theo Benedek getting rotated in finally.
Right. He's
been solid. I mean, I think the first 2 plays he botched on the opening drive, if I remember.
Yeah, his numbers, aren't blowing you off the page, but I'm telling you that whole offensive line's attitude is different with him in there than it is with Bryce. So it doesn't matter what the actual, numbers on an offensive lineman is pretty, grading on that to be suspect to different people's opinions. But overall, the feel and the confidence of the line and the confidence of the running game is increased tremendously.
So, Chicago Clarence, how good is Joe Thuney? Nobody talks about him. He never gets any love on national TV, but this guy is just a veteran, Super Bowl champion, has not allowed a sack this season or a penalty. Like how? I mean, he could be the offensive MVP for this season. I mean, the guy is that good.
I mean, he's bringing what we paid for. This is what we
Yeah.
paid for.
Yeah.
Plain
They
and
don't.
simple.
They don't.
I mean, huh?
They don't just call you all pro for no reason. They, you have to establish yourself. Yeah, he's been. You don't see it, and that's the thing, right? And
Yeah.
so
No, you
that's
don't.
a good thing, right?
And
Yeah.
we're certainly not used to seeing play like we haven't had a guard play this well since we had Kyle Long in there.
Right.
Kyle Long just couldn't stay healthy. But
Sure.
a couple of shows ago, we were criticizing the offensive line's play, and
Right.
they have gotten better. And I mean, that's what come on, that's what we paid to see. We get excited for because we're not used to seeing it, but this is what we paid for. That's what our expectations were. Our expectations were that the offensive line was going to be a better unit than what we have experienced in the previous years. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he's playing well and he's putting up these numbers. This is what we paid for.
Right. I mean, if you look at going into 2026, I mean, if you look at the top played, the top financially committed players on the team, Jonah Jackson comes in 4 and Tooney's just behind Caleb at 8 or 9, and and Darnell's just a little behind there, and he's at the doorstep of getting another deal. So and Dahlman I think is 5th. So I mean we have committed a lot of money, to that, and so it should come together. It's just good to see that it actually is.
And plus, this offensive line combination is only their second game together, really.
Yeah, we really
came off the bye week with Theo Benedict as a starter, Darnell Jackson back. This is only their second. I mean, Darnell Wright back.
Yeah.
It's only their second game together.
It's
like they're finally clicking.
We kind of have to have Benedict and Ozzie, develop at least as a swing or something, because they're the only guys that are saving us any money on that line. Everybody else, we're going to be, especially after the Darnell deal, we're going to be paying a premium at all 4 other positions. So, I mean, we have to get something out of it.
Are you worried about Rome Odunze? Can't hold on to the ball a couple of times. He had 3 key drops in that game. I mean, we want him to be number 1. You got to catch the ball.
As a whole, yeah. The thing that concerns me the most is we can't get DJ Moore going.
No.
We need him to get going. Whatever is going on between him and Caleb, why they can't work out their kinks, that's another person that we're not getting our bang for our buck.
No.
With him. He's being paid like a number 1 wide receiver, and we ain't getting that out of him.
Todd, is it the case of too many mouths to feed, you think?
A little bit.
I think it is too. There's a lot.
If DJ came across different than he does, I don't think we'd focus on it too much. He did get some action in this last game, and Rome definitely had a down game, but I do think that I think the future at receiver for this team are these guys that are going to catch the ball. There's Rome and Luther and Loveland. I think they're going to get, they're going to get 75% of the passing looks, those 3 guys. And what that means for DJ, I don't know what that means for DJ. I think we may have to spin that out to another position.
Yeah.
And catch somebody with a lot of cap space, with a young quarterback that needs a number 1 receiver or somebody reliable they can throw to, and maybe they'll have something at a position we need. I'm looking at you, Tennessee.
when you throw in Komet and Swift and Zacchaeus and Monongrai, that's a lot of mouths to feed. Yeah, that really is a lot. And if you only run like 60, 70 offensive plays and you got 8, 9 guys that want the ball, it's really only 8 or 9 chances for some of them. It's really not a lot for them to prove their worth. So, guys, let's go on to the other side of the ball. How good of a hire was Dennis Allen, Chicago Clarence? I mean, you could argue he's doing more with less. I mean, the sacks aren't going to jump out the window, but taking the ball away, he is just got it going. I mean, we had 4 turnovers from the Saints in this game. I mean, how good has Dennis Allen been?
I mean, I want to see again what we do when we play Green Bay. I want to see what we do when we play
Right.
Minnesota again. I want to see what we do when we go up against the Detroit Lions.
Detroit
I mean,
Lions. Yes.
we're not going against any high-powered offenses right now. I mean, Spencer Rattler. I mean, come on, really? You know, the one game that I would say that you can give me to kind of like say, okay, I'll give you some life on that is the Dallas Cowboys and that offense.
Right.
Even without CD Lamb, that's still an explosive offense, and we pretty much held Dak in check. Nobody else seems to has been able to do that since. So
Yeah, I mean, keep hearing
I'll give
MVP Dak, you know.
yeah, I mean they're giving him MVP praises right now, so I'll give him some love on that. But we're gonna go up against some people coming up and pretty soon, and I want to see what our defense looks like against Detroit again, against Minnesota. We ain't played Green Bay yet, so we're playing the Philadelphia Eagles. How are we gonna contain those wide receivers in that running game? You know,
Right.
the New York Giants all of a sudden seems to be pretty scary. So,
Yeah.
I still think the book is out on him. I mean, I'm not going to sing his praises right now.
I'm going to sing him a little bit. I think that the players are sold out for him, that they believe in it. But I think even bigger than that is that you bring in a guy who has been a respected DC and a head coach, and you bring him into a first time coach as kind of a security blanket. It was the right call. And I know that came out of the gate, that rumor that it was Dennis Allen, and then that cooled a little bit for what felt like 3 or 4 weeks, whether that's really going to happen. And to me, that was, securing that and making sure that happened, I think, is when you look back at the end of the season, especially if it turns out to be, a 10-ish win season, and maybe not even the playoffs, but still a successful season from where we were, to say, hey, that was the right first step in securing this veteran, defensive coordinator. And I think it was, I don't know that there was another one out there that was going to be a better fit for us. So.
No, sir. I think he's done very, very well. Tremaine Edmonds. I think he was another one that a lot of people had written off as we weren't going to pick up the option on him. He's been tremendous this season. 61 tackles, 30 solo, 1 sack, 3 interceptions. And as we discussed in our pregame, they're rotating him between Will and Mike.
Right.
He seems to really be flourishing.
Yeah.
Chicago Clarence, you're a defensive guy. What have you thought of Tremaine Edmonds this season? And would you pick up the option on him?
I'd probably be trying to sign him to another contract.
Right.
Rather than picking up the option, because we need to be capillary going forward as well. So you can pretty much sell me on giving him like a 3-year contract extension, giving the money up front with the option of getting out of it after 2 years based on play. But I think that I've been very pleasantly surprised with his play and very happy. I mean, not just him overall. I mean, the defense as a whole is coming along. I'm concerned about Jared. He was supposed to be a big piece of this defense being in the middle and him not being there. I'm hearing he had a procedure on his knee last week, something like that, and it wasn't supposed to keep him out long enough for where they were going to put him on the IR. But it'd be great to get him back in there. It'd be great to what's the status of Stevenson this week?
He's listed as questionable on the injury report.
Day to day is what they're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
shoulder.
It would just be nice if we were able to fill our full defense. I mean, we haven't had our full defense out there yet because we're missing Jalen Johnson.
Right.
Yeah. So Clarence is exactly right. On the play is probably not the option, but trying to work out another deal. As far as Edmonds goes, and I was definitely off of Edmonds. Like there's just no way we're bringing this guy back. It's too much money. We can do better. Let's bring in a young guy. And they drafted a linebacker, and maybe he'll develop. We'll see. This will give him more time, but I think that is the thing. At his age and in this defense, he's my defensive MVP right now. I know the Bayards they're running, neck and neck there. And that's another guy we've got to address because he's 32, so he's not going to get his door beaten down for, he's not going to be a long-term
He's
answer for
also on an
anybody.
expiring deal.
So I think you try to just do 1 year incentive-laden deals with Byard, and I wouldn't have brought him back before the season, but I definitely want to now. And I think we try to lock down, a 3-year-ish deal, however the numbers need to be for Edmonds, and bring him back.
So you brought up Byard. Would you bring him back?
Yeah.
I mean, he has 4 interceptions. He's tied for lead in the NFL. He's been tremendous.
Yeah, 1 year at a time, heavy incentive. That's what I'm thinking with him. But
Chicago Clarence, would you bring Byard back?
I'm with Todd. I mean, we have got to keep injecting some youth into this team, particularly on defense. And
you could, that lets you take flyers on guys, day 3 of the draft and develop. That's the key to everything is drafting young guys late and developing those players. And it's something we haven't done in forever that hopefully we can with this regime do.
And Montez Sweat seems to at least show signs of life. He had a sack, he had a forced fumble. He's played a little bit better after the bye week. I mean, Austin Booker, I don't know what's going on with him. He's clearly in the 21-day window to activate.
Yeah, he's got to play this weekend, right? I mean, that's going to fall into the 20 days or the 21 days. I mean,
I don't think it's 21 yet. I'm not sure why he has not been activated.
He could only miss one more for sure because he will definitely get past it then. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks.
I mean, maybe because of the weather and the wet grass, they don't want to take a chance.
Yeah.
Same with Jarrett.
They didn't do either Homer the first week or him, and then they did Homer last week. So, I mean, if he's not in this week, then he'd have to be the following week.
So, Chicago Clarence, who gets your game balls for Sunday?
I think the person that they chose was the person that I would have chosen. I think it was Dennis Allen, engineering the takeaways that he did. It wasn't a lot talked about before the game, but that's where he was coaching at and lost his job as the head coach of the Saints. So when he was able to give his speech, he kind of alluded to that. But yeah, I think that he deserved it, no doubt.
Todd, who gets your game ball?
Yeah, Byard and Edmonds we talked about, or maybe the offensive line. I mean, the lanes were there. You could turn around. I mean, it's Monanga's first, touchdown and decent game. So you kind of have to. But I still think that goes hand in hand with the lanes that they're creating for those guys now. So
I mean, I would give mine to Tooney just because he's been that good this year. I think, like Clarence, we got exactly what we paid for. We expected him to be great. We expected him to do things, and he's been doing it. So, guys, let's move on to the Ravens. This, to me, is a trap game. And the reason why I say it's a trap game is, A, we don't know if Lamar is going to play or not. I have looked on the injury report, and he's still listed as questionable. And B, they are desperate. This was a Super Bowl team by some standards. I mean, a lot of people picked this team to represent the AFC. Not just fans. We're talking about national media pundits had the Ravens penciled in. So, Todd, is this a trap game? Are you worried more about this game than you worried about the Saints?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just on reputation. And, they had they've had great coaching over the years. I wish we knew if Lamar was playing or not is one of the things. But, just look at and I don't think I've seen them play all year. I should have watched the game prior to this. But, I don't know if they just they've had key injuries, and it feels like they've gotten a little old in some spots. I mean, I don't want to call them old, but that's what it feels like to me. I mean, their defense is ranked 28th. That just doesn't feel very Harbaugh to me. But but I guess a lot of that is injury. But 1-5. I mean, it's I'm concerned about this game. We're going into it underdogs, right?
Yes, we are going into it underdogs. I mean, Chicago Clarence, John Harbaugh has a bye week to prepare for us.
Yeah.
Are you worried about this game? This is really a trap game. I mean, they've lost Matabuke up the middle. They lost Rokon. They lost Lamar. Lamar is slated to maybe come back. Rokon is supposed to play, and Rokon's going to want to play against us.
Yeah.
He's going to want to show us that we made a mistake. So,
Yeah,
Chicago
well.
Clarence, are you worried about this game being a trap game more so than the Saints game?
Well, I'm not worried about it being a trap game because I think all of us, when we was going through and looking at the schedule, we circled this game as a loss.
Yes.
So I think that for us to take the next step, this is a game you win. This is a wounded team, and you go in and you beat wounded teams.
Right.
Whether Lamar Jackson plays or not, this team is still 1-5. You know, you can't go in and lose this game, and then tell people that you're getting better and you're ready to take that next step to a playoff contender. This is a football game that we must go in there and win if we believe that we are a playoff contender. Now, the national media and even Vegas don't believe in us yet.
No,
and,
they
you
don't.
know, there are some reasons why, and I'm not going to argue with them, you know, but it's like Ben Johnson says, in this league, you got to prove of who you say you are. And if you want people's respect, you got to sometimes beat it into them. And this is a prime example on the road against a team that everybody feels is superior to us. We go in there and we beat them. I think being 6.5-point underdogs to a 1-5
Right.
team is a sign of disrespect to me.
Yeah. That seems a little high.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
does.
if I'm them, I'm disrespected by that. This team is
Right.
1-5, you know, and they didn't just get 1-5 because Lamar Jackson wasn't playing. You know, this
Right.
team has not been the same since they let that game get away from them against Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. It ain't been the same since. And yes, they have hit injuries, but mostly everybody else has too. So
Sure.
if you want to go in there and take the next step, you go to Baltimore and you whoop this team's ass.
So, Todd, as Chicago Clarence just pointed out, we're 6.5-point dogs. ESPN gives Baltimore a 63% chance to win.
Yeah.
Do you think 6.5 is too much?
Yeah, that feels like a 3-point game or 2.5 or however they lean us up. To me, that does feel a little high. I'm not surprised, I guess, you know, being in their building that they'd be favorites, but I mean, I would think that if it were in Chicago, it should be fairly even, I would think. But
let me ask you, if you knew Lamar was playing, is that right? And if he's not playing and Cooper Rush is playing, is that wrong?
yeah, I think that's part of it.
So
Yeah,
you almost think
maybe
that
they-
Lamar
but
is going
think
to
about
play.
it though. Lamar Jackson doesn't play defense. Even before
No.
everybody got hurt, this was a bad defensive team. How in the
It
hell
is
are you
a
going to
bad
take a bad
defensive team.
defensive team and give
Yeah.
another team 6.5 points? They can't stop the run. We should be licking our chops like we did the Dallas
Right.
game to run
Right,
this
right.
ball down their throat.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I
Yeah.
agree with you. But,
Yeah.
Todd, back
Yeah,
to my question.
Yes, go ahead.
Is it wrong or is it right? 6.5.
No, I think the 6.5 is wrong. If they think it's Lamar, but yeah, again, Lamar's not tackling anybody. He's not, he's not defending anything. So that you know, I mean, I feel like and I don't, I don't ever predict shootouts, but I think if it got to that, and Caleb's on and everything, and we get in a high scoring affair, I think that we can certainly. There's, I mean, other than Henry on an isolated play, running away from us, I'm not really, Zay Flowers is a good receiver, but he disappears sometimes, and they just, I don't know. It feels. I don't want to call him old, but I'm gonna call him old twice now because that's just what it feels like to me.
So the Ravens defense, as of right now, according to the score, is 28th in total yards.
Yeah.
28th in passing, 26th in rushing, 32nd in points, and 27th at third down conversion. And that is a bad defense, but they have been injured.
Right. Well, and we're coming in hot, and they're just as cold as they can be. But they are coming off a bye, so they've had some time to prepare.
Yeah, John Harbaugh has had time to prepare for us.
Yeah, John, he's a great coach.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago Clarence, do you believe some of the national pundits saying Harbaugh needs to be fired? I mean,
Hell no.
no,
I mean,
hell no is right.
I can tell you, it was just like it was with Mike Tomlin a year or two ago.
Mhm.
If someone fired him, he would not be unemployed long. I could promise
No.
you
Right.
that.
No.
I would do exactly what Green Bay did last year. I'd invent a position like when they hired Robert Saleh and invented a position just to put him on the staff. But Harbaugh's not getting fired.
Yeah, I mean,
He's having a bad year. Every coach is going to have one bad year, one losing
Yeah.
season.
I can tell you,
but-
I mean, I could promise you, based on what's happening in New Jersey, if John Harbaugh lost his job, bye-bye Aaron Glenn. Because Woody
Yeah, I
Johnson
mean,
would call his agent in a second to get
the
that
agent-
ship righted.
it should just be have Tennessee and Miami and the Jets on just in a bidding war.
I mean, yeah,
on the
just
spot,
look at
right?
the people who aren't happy with their head coach. I mean, you
Sure.
talk about the Cleveland Browns, you talk about the New York Jets. You know, Mike, Miami's itching to fire his ass.
I
Right.
cannot believe he's not been fired, honestly.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel, I expected him to be fired after losing this Sunday. And
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn, I don't know if he's going to survive it. And then you got the owner coming out saying Justin Fields is not it. He pretty much doesn't want to see him on the field again. That's a bad look.
That's
a bad
very
look.
bad. But I mean, they chose him.
Yeah.
I don't believe that they surrounded him with a competent offensive line, but Fields has got to take some responsibility for that too. I mean, you can't just sit back. You already know the offensive line is bad. Why the hell you sitting back there holding the ball? Get the hell out of there.
I mean, they haven't ignored their line. They have drafted that way, and they've it hasn't been something that they haven't tried to fix in New York.
It ain't working though.
It's not working. I understand that.
Yeah, that's a mess. I'm glad we. So, guys, are you glad we got the coach we got?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, can you
Yes.
not see our culture slowly
Yes.
changing?
Yeah,
I mean,
go-
it's night and day to what we saw, before. The only criticism that I would have is why the hell we still having these penalties,
Right.
especially these pre-snap penalties.
Right.
Those are the things. We can sit here and complain about the officiating in some of these games. The pre-snap penalties are the one I'm most pissed off
Yeah,
about.
that's right for sure. That's just us doing it to ourselves. And some of the fourth down attempts are a little, but
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we should take the points and kick the field goal.
So Chicago Clash, that was a topic on a lot of radio shows. We were up 20-14. I know all of us at the table said, take the points, go up 3. What should we have done there? We went for it on fourth down.
Goal.
Right.
We should have kicked the field goal because
Yeah.
if you go up 23-14, you're up 9 points. Even if they get the ball back, score, and go for 2 and it's successful, you're still up 1 and you get the ball back against a team that you had started moving the ball against. So you take the points.
Was that the possession that the penalty bailed us out when we kicked the field goal anyway?
No.
That happens.
No, I think that's when we fumbled a snap then on fourth down.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, Todd, let me ask you. I have some friends that are Detroit Lions fans. I don't know why. And they pretty much say to me, Dan Campbell is aggressive. We're used to it.
Yeah.
We know he's going to go. We have accepted it. We know he's going to fail here and there. So should we just accept it that Ben Johnson is cut from the same cloth? He's going to be aggressive. He's going to go more likely than not.
I think that was his years with Dan Campbell, and they had a lot of success. I think that's, but yeah, I mean, look, in a game Sunday, like I said, I didn't feel like it was ever really in jeopardy, and I doubt that he did either. So, but you get in a real game against a solid team, and you every possession matters on that, So I think that there'll be a time where that has to be reined in a little bit.
I mean, because just think about it. Some of these decisions impact you later on in the game.
They do.
When you find yourself with the ball and you need a touchdown, and had you kicked the field goal, you probably just need a field goal for the win or the tie. That stuff matters later. And I'm just not the one who likes to leave points on the board at these times in the game. It almost always comes back to bite your ass, especially when you miss the damn extra point. I mean, hell, look what happened to the Giants.
Yeah.
It's like walking the leadoff batter.
So, guys, let me ask you, Jake Moody, Cairo Santos, That's a real
Stop it.
discussion. Who you keeping? You really can't keep two kickers on the roster.
Santos has
keeping,
done
Todd?
nothing. He has done nothing on why we should be talking about his job being in jeopardy. I'm sorry. I don't believe that you get hurt and you're making field goals at the clip that he's making them at, and that your job is in jeopardy because somebody's coming from someplace else who we clearly saw was struggling, and he should come in and take this guy's job. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, I think that I think there was that there was a game, second game, third game, the kickoff that didn't make it to the end zone irritated
Yes.
First game.
Johnson, but
Yes.
I feel like that feels like a long time ago now. And yeah, I mean Santos is what they said, and I don't think he's the best kicker we've ever had, but I guess statistically he's been the best
Yes.
kicker we've ever had. I mean,
So my question:
Yeah.
if we cut Moody, or if we try to stash him on the practice squad, he's gone. I mean, he's gone. So you sure you want to keep? I mean, Moody's been kicked well, and he supposedly has a bigger leg than Santos.
he has a bigger leg.
Yeah.
He does have a bigger leg, but we were rolling with Santos. If Santos never got hurt, we ain't even having this discussion.
No, we're
we
not.
wasn't talking about replacing him, so why should we be talking about it now?
Yeah, but he's a
Because
former
the leg
third round
strength.
pick and clearly had big issues for you to walk away from a third round pick kicker.
Right.
I mean, he had big problems. And there's a lot of wind there. There's a lot of wind here. So I mean, he was with the 49ers, right? So that condition wise, I don't know if being close. I'm just flying off seat of my pants. So he played at Michigan. It's relatively close to Chicago. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I think that there's a chance he'd be gone, but his problems have been pretty well documented. There might be teams leery of that.
And our boy Arthur Williams has been on our show. He'd rather have points than no points. Yeah, I think we should have kicked the field goal there instead of going for it on fourth down, especially when it shrunk to one possession. And guys, what do you think about our defense? Like that 8 minutes there they pointed out on TV, that was rough. We gave up the touchdown to end the half, then we gave up the touchdown right out of halftime. I mean, we can't have a rough 8 minutes like that in every game going forward.
Well, some of that is the defensive calls too, which is some of the reasons why I wasn't willing to sing Dennis Allen's praises. I don't like shit like that.
No,
I
it was
going
like
for a team's
prevent.
throat.
It's like
Everybody
prevent.
knows they get the ball back. They get the ball first and second half. We should refuse to let them to score right then and there, and we should have went after them.
Yeah, I mean that before the halftime possession was essentially two plays. I mean, the whole possession was 50 yards, and it was Olave on the loose twice, and that's just I mean that was we just got really really conservative in the defense and
Yes,
played
we did.
prevent, and that everybody tends to do that, and it rarely. I mean, but we won the game, but it did kind of make it more interesting than it needed to be.
Yeah, I mean, we only put up 6 points after halftime. We had 20. It was 20-0. Then it was 2014, and I thought, man, we're going to get going here and we're going to hang 40 on them all day long. We really only hung 6 more.
The offense wasn't. I mean, the running game was effective, but the offense needed to play better as a whole to put up those kind of numbers.
And that's our quarterback.
It was definitely Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. I mean, I still think he's the right guy, but he did not play well.
He had a bad game.
Yeah, he did. But the offense is humming. The last 4 games, we've had 26.8. We've been averaging 26.8 points.
Yep.
Only allowed 19. We're plus 13 in turnovers.
Yep.
I mean, if we can get everything going, we'll be cooking. Get the passing game going, get the running game going.
If we can get the penalties cleaned up,
yeah, that's key.
That doesn't help kill drives and people not have missed assignments. We only averaging 4 more points these 4 games when we were the first 2. But look at the takeaways. We should be putting the belt to people's asses with turnover margins like that.
Huh. I wonder where his daughter got that saying from. Huh. So I will tell you guys a funny. We were laughing at this pregame. We were talking about our fantasy as normal. And somebody's daughter, no names, told another person at our table, no names, That's not a bad idea. Maybe you should just let the computer draft for you next year. That might work out better for you. Somebody's dad just said out loud, she just give it to him. No sugar, all salt.
Yeah.
I mean, no names. Who did it?
That was a little rough.
That was so damn funny, though. That had to be, damn. It's true. It was all salt, no sugar on that one. So, guys, let's head into our final thoughts. I'll kick it first. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. As always, you can find us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Please like us, share our content to all your family and friends and neighbors all about us. So, guys, my final thoughts are let's just keep winning. Let's keep stacking them together. We got 4 wins in a row. Let's get to 5. Let's get to 6. But I do think this is a trap game. I really do. And I don't think we're going to know if Lamar Jackson plays until almost kickoff. I would expect them to play that very close to their chest. It works to their advantage by keeping it close to your chest. But I do think I think we could lose this game. Actually, pick us to lose this game. I do think it's trap. I do think the Ravens are in desperation mode. So I do think we will lose this one. I think our winning streak is going to stop here. And these are our standings for the year. Me and the Chicago Clearance are 5-1 with picking the Bears. Todd's at 4-2. So Todd, who do you think is going to win this Sunday?
No, I still believe that we can win the game. I'm going to pick the Bears, but it's funny though. I'm looking over that schedule, and preseason wise, we were looking at that, and it's like, well, this is with the Bengals before all their issues and everything else. Like, well, this is a loss. This is a loss.
Yeah.
I mean, the only loss I see, I expect that we'll lose more than one more game, but the Eagle game to me is still probably a loss. But we can beat any other team on that schedule, and that was the beginning of the season. I wasn't willing to go that far with. So
we can bring up the schedule real quick.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't see it that good without my glasses, but we had the Browns, who's really bad.
Right. The 49ers that are just beat up.
So we have Baltimore with Cooper Rush, maybe with Lamar Jackson.
Right.
We have Cincinnati with Flacco. I mean, that's better. Flacco's better than Browning. We have the Giants with Dart. Minnesota just has no quarterback play right now. They're really bad. Pittsburgh, a lot of people were saying could be the best team in the AFC, a sleeper team.
Yeah.
And I badly want to beat them because of Aaron Rodgers.
Of course.
Philadelphia at Philadelphia. That's the roughest one. Green Bay at Green Bay. That's another rough one. Cleveland should be a win. Green Bay here.
Yeah,
San Francisco in San Francisco. Last year we got embarrassed in San Francisco. Remember? And then Detroit. So,
the division games are
we have to win some division game. We can't keep losing. We're 0-2.
But I feel good about this week. I think we win this game.
Chicago Clarence, what are your final thoughts on who wins this game Sunday?
It's interesting that you pulled up the schedule, and my thoughts on that is I like to start thinking about we should just take everything a week at a time.
Yeah.
Right.
At some point, though, I think that Ryan Poles has got to sit back and look at this team and figure out a way how can he help it. I still believe that we need a pass rusher on opposite Montez Sweat. And I'm even concerned about our 3 technique. We need a guy there to stabilize. To when we go into the playoffs, teams are going to try to run the ball on you. But if we, I don't really think that we are a team that can get hot and make a run to the Super Bowl. I think that Detroit is head and shoulders better than us. I think that with Green Bay's issues, particularly at the skill positions, we can compete with them. I still believe that we should have beaten Minnesota when we played them the first time. I think that we can beat that team.
So bad now. That hurts so bad.
Detroit, to me, right now, is the best team in the NFC, but they also is a team that just got their asses whooped by Kansas City last week.
Right.
So until somebody can prove that they can knock that team off, they're on a line all by themselves, but we shouldn't be thinking that way right now. We should just be trying to get better week by week. And with what's happening in Baltimore, and the only reason why I believe Lamar Jackson is going to play, but I don't think that if we approach this game the way that we should, I think that with Baltimore's defense being as bad as it is, we should be able to move the ball. We should be able to run the ball, and you know, if he's a team, you're playing against a team that you can't stop on offense, the best way to stop them is to keep them sitting their asses down. You run the ball on them, and you run the ball down their throat. And if we're able to stop Derrick Henry from tearing us up like JT did with the missed tackles, then we should be able to beat Baltimore. I mean, they're 1-5 for a reason, and I'm not attributing all of it to injuries. They're just having a bad year. So I'm picking the Bears to win this football game. And if people are watching and they're betting people, take the 6.5 points. I'm all over that. That's money in the bank.
Todd, you think that's money in the bank? The Ravens win, you think it's going to be 6.5?
I think that's a big number. I think
that is big.
Yeah. So I mean,
it really shows no respect to us. Yeah. And it kind of leaves, like I said earlier, it kind of leads me to believe Lamar's playing. I think if Cooper is playing, that number is a lot smaller.
Yeah, Cooper, I mean, but like I said before, when you don't have a good defense, laying 6.5 points, I mean, this team can barely stop a runny nose. They ain't stopping they can't stop the run, for God's sake. And who do they have that's rushing the passer that we should even be concerned about?
I'd have to look it up quick, but yeah, I think 6.5 is too big, but I just worry about the Ravens being in desperation mode, and John Harbaugh is a Hall of Fame coach to me.
But
and
John Harbaugh is a factor.
No,
he's
not.
A
but he
factor
also
against us last year. He's a factor against us in previous regimes. We have got a competent head coach now.
We do.
We've got competency on that sideline. It nullifies John Harbaugh.
He also has 1 week extra to prepare for us.
It doesn't matter, though. We have the better football team right now.
What are we gonna say?
So they've got the rookie Mike Green on the edge, and they've got
Mike Green, who I wanted.
They've got Kyle Van Noy. Yeah, Green was interesting where they got him in the second round. I mean, at 10, he was not going to be in play, but let's see.
He had
Kyle Van Noy. He was drafted in 2014, so let's see if we get age.
A little long on the tooth right there.
Yeah, Mike Green was on the board for us, but
he's 34 years old. Yeah, I mean,
Green was on the board for us.
Yeah, I would have been interested in Green in the second round,
but he had
too much baggage. Yeah,
he had off the field problems. We generally stay away from that.
Yeah, lots of off. I doubt he was even on a draft board. So, but that's who their starting edge rushers are anyway.
But don't you guys think? I know this is kind of off killer, but don't you guys think at some point we need to get out of our own way?
Yes.
You know, Ted and the boys need to sit down and shut the hell up. Because we have to change on how we have done things before in the past and stop worrying about, can this guy play or not? And what has he done lately? If you're going to hold something against somebody for what they did years ago, I mean, come on. You know, if you did a background check, I'm sure you could find something on everybody.
Yeah.
But, just being that way, it's the reason why we don't have Jalen Carter on our defensive line right now.
Right.
They're starting 34-year-old Brent Urban, who was decent for us about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I remember when he played with us.
Been a long time. So yeah, they're starting some older guys on the defensive line, and that might have something to do with it.
Why should we be worried about that?
We should be able to push them around.
After us, and we're able to run the ball on them. Why in God's name are we getting 6.5 points?
Yeah, I mean, without Lamar, this
Lamar's playing. You can bet Lamar Jackson is playing.
Yeah. I think at 6.5, I think ESPN is also thinking he's playing, and Las Vegas is thinking he's going to play.
I mean, the only player they have ranked, highly on PFF, Kyle Hamilton, who's a great player. He's the top safety in the league.
He went to Notre Dame. He's in the secondary.
He is a safety. Strong safety. He's right. He's over 80%, so he's having a great year. But everybody else is just not having a good year. So anyway, this is why it's Lamar obviously bails them out of some stuff, but the defensive they either need to get healthy or they need to shuffle out about 6 or 7 starters on this defense.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we're talking about the Ravens and a bad defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually their signature is a good defense and a strong run game. So anybody else got anything they want to say quick before we sign off? Todd, anything else you want to add about the Bears that we didn't talk about yet?
No, I
10 minutes left.
think we covered it all pretty well. I think we defense is great. Offense is good most of the time. Just Caleb had a bad game. He needs to bounce back.
Chicago Clarence, anything you want to bring up about the Chicago Bears in the last couple of minutes?
Yeah, I want to see Caleb Williams have a game that gets a lot of these people off his back. I'm tired of defending them, to people. I'm tired of defending this team. They have got to show that they for real. They have their. I like the locker room look-ins, by the way. I don't know if you guys seen that, but I love those.
Good, better, best.
Yeah. So
Good,
I want to see this team take the next level and take the next step so people can stop saying, yeah, the Chicago Bears won, and they give you a list of reasons that they don't really truly hold other people accountable. Can you imagine if Caleb Williams lost the game by fumbling the damn snap? What would have been said? They would have roasted his ass. But he doesn't get held. He gets held to a higher standard than other people simply because he was the number 1 overall pick. I mean, to me, playing is playing. Jaden Daniels, even before that, wasn't really playing well. He's having a so-so year. But, he is not getting roasted like Caleb Williams seems to be.
Right.
So I want to see them take the next step as a team, and Caleb Williams definitely as a quarterback. Take the next step. This is a game that you're going to win. And if you go in there and you put it on Baltimore, people will start taking you seriously. Because whether, Vegas being plugged in or not, getting 6.5 points against a bad defense is disrespectful.
Yeah.
You got the Blue Jays or the Dodgers?
Blue Jays for me.
Blue Jays for me. I don't expect they'll win, but, rooting for them.
I can't root for Dodgers in a $600 billion payroll.
Wow,
I mean, they're just buying World Series titles. Just buying them. That's all they're doing. Don't even get me started. They backloaded Sean Ohtani's contract. Everybody paying him till he's like 77 years old. Don't get me started on baseball. I mean, there needs to be a salary cap, but that's a whole nother podcast. So, guys, with that, thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. Until next time, bear down and peace. We out of here.
Bear down.